There are lots of indications, including from people who are held political activists who are held prisoners, that there's a lot of sympathy inside the police forces for what they're attempting to do. It's also true that some of the police officers have said, look at the guys who are doing the beating. They're not regular, they're in police uniforms, but look, they're wearing green belts. The green belts are the so-called green bombers, the youth militias. So the little distinguishing things, the police are distancing themselves from this. And yes, there are reports increasingly that the police officers feel insecure in their home areas, and in fact are afraid to wear. Somebody told me the other day, a Zimbabwean friend, the police are afraid to wear their uniforms going back and forth to work now because they're afraid of being identified and set upon by angry Zimbabwean citizens. And as I said, I think what we've seen over the last week is that we may have reached a bit of a turning point in their willingness to go on, in that favorite Zimbabwean phrase, making a plan for surviving for another day. And they are losing their fear. Despite every effort of the government to build that fear over the last 8 years, what I think we've seen in the last week is that the people have turned a corner and they're not afraid anymore. We have urged other African governments to speak out more strongly, and a few have. In particular, the president of Ghana and his capacity as president of Ghana and also as the current chairman of the AU has been speaking out. But one thing you will notice is none of them are really speaking up in Mugabe's defense anymore. There's a kind of embarrassed silence in the region now. I think the scenes that we've witnessed in the last few weeks of the black police and security forces of an African government assaulting its own people are too shockingly reminiscent of what happened in South Africa in the apartheid era. And it's caused a sort of, I think a lot of eyes have been opened in the region in the last couple of weeks. And so what we're witnessing is perhaps the beginning of a change on the part of the African neighbors of Zimbabwe as well.